Social media has been so impactful for my career. It has made my career do a complete 360.
All the money that I've made and all the success that I endured and all the support I received has come from strangers.
When I became authentic, that's when I truly became who I am right now in this real estate business. So my animal spirit is definitely.
Welcome to another Agent Spotlight. Today we have one of our up and coming and thriving superstars, Kaisha Bernard, who I'm very ecstatic and thankful to have on our team because I'm watching her journey. I'm watching how things are progressing for her, and it's just like, I'm proud. I'm very proud.
Yes.
But in a moment, obviously Kaisha, introduce yourself. But after you introduce yourself, I also want you to answer the question, right? What are some things or trends that buyers can expect?
So hi, my name is Kaisha Bernard. I am a realtor. I'm a mom. I'm a foodie.
Okay.
That's just something
we love that.
about me right off the bat.
Right.
Some trends that buyers can find right now is, it's a competitive market right now.
Still.
It's very, very competitive. So you definitely want to go out there, put in your best offers that you can, talk with your realtor, and, just be sure that you're confident with the offers that you're putting in and you're happy, and hopefully, get some accepted.
Because that's the challenge, right?
Yeah.
Is how do you get an accepted offer in the challenging market, right?
Right.
So is there any specific strategy that you found helpful in getting an accepted offer in this market?
So some strategies that I've noticed and that I've used myself is, just having communication with the listing agent.
Right.
Talking to them, asking them, what does the seller want? To see if you as the buyer can provide what the seller wants so that we can go ahead and get an offer accepted. So sometimes it's about communication with the sellers and the agents, and just that alone can help you get an accepted offer.
Absolutely. And I agree with that, because when I'm on the listing side, right, and I have multiple offers, the offers that stand out to me are the ones who's come from the agents who are the most engaging,
right,
and have the communication, not the communication skills in the sense where they're properly communicating, but following up with me.
Right, the follow-up is where it's at.
That's where it's at, right?
Right.
And I think that's huge, right? Especially for when you're a buyer's agent, is to be that engaged and that persistent, right, into getting an offer accepted, right? Because the truth of the matter is, unfortunately, there are a lot of lackadaisical agents, not just on the buyer side, right, when they're submitting their offers, because again, your agent's offer is reflective of the buyer and the agent, right? But also lackadaisical with the sellers, right?
Yeah,
Which, sometimes you present them offers and they're not really understanding you or they're not communicating, right? So it's important what you're basically saying, it's important for a buyer to have an agent, right, that's not just going to take the offer that you want to submit and hope that the listing agent is going to accept it, but also putting in the effort of calling the listing agent, presenting your buyer, and presenting the terms so that way the listing agent and their buyer and their client can understand it. Because as of recent, you had an accepted offer.
Yes.
Right? Which, again, when it was initially presented, it wasn't clearly understood, right, by the listing agent, right? And had you not taken that extra effort to properly explain them, you probably wouldn't have had that accepted offer.
Very correct. So it's really important because sometimes, we're emailing, we're texting, the listing agents, and it doesn't always come through what you're trying to explain in these messages.
Right.
So sometimes you do just have to jump on a call. Hey, listen, this is what I'm trying to say. Maybe there's another way that I can rephrase it. So obviously we'll talk with you, the broker, say, hey, did I phrase this right? Does this make sense? And, we just have that conversation that, that we're all clear on what the offer is. And then so that we can proceed.
Now that you've been in this journey of real estate for how long now?
2 years.
2 years, right? Share some of those experiences, right, of how it started versus how it's going. But also, what advice would you give to any new agents that want to begin a career in real estate?
Yeah, so my answer kind of, answers both.
Okay.
I just feel like when you're first starting in real estate, you're kind of trying to figure out where do you fit in.
Okay.
You see so many agents, you see 1%ers, people that's selling all the time, and you're just like, where am I going to fit in this?
Right.
I feel like it's so important to be authentic. When I first started, I didn't feel authentic. I was just trying to follow what everyone else was doing.
Okay.
And I didn't feel like myself.
Okay.
And I wasn't doing any transactions because of that.
Okay.
When I became authentic, that's when I truly became who I am right now in this real estate business.
Okay.
People are connecting with me. They're understanding me more. They respect me more because I'm speaking in my language. I'm not speaking in someone else's language. I'm myself, and people can connect with that.
Was there anything that, was there like a switch, a moment where you just tapped into that authenticity, or is this something that just naturally just came about?
I think there was a switch because I would do content and I would speak, and I just didn't feel like I was speaking as myself.
Okay.
I felt like I was speaking as someone else. I couldn't recognize that person.
Okay.
And if I'm trying to connect with buyers and sellers, how can they connect with me if I'm not speaking as myself?
Right.
If I'm not being myself?
Right.
If I'm not feeling connected as myself?
Right.
So for me, once I realized I just have to be who I am, I'm going to connect with some people and I may not connect with some people.
Right.
And that's okay.
And I think, when we're in this space of being, whether we're a licensed agent or we're a content creator, right?
Yeah.
Our objective, right, in our mind would be, we want to be liked by everyone.
Right.
Right? And we want everyone to like us, but we know we have to come to reality that's not realistic. Right?
Not.
And we have to understand that, what may work for someone else may not work for me.
Right.
Right? And also, just because you're saying something or you're creating content, you're saying a message, doesn't mean that my audience will receive it from you. And they may receive it from me, right? So I'm glad to hear you say you tapped into your authenticity.
Yeah, I had to.
Right? To unlock, this dynamic person that I'm seeing, right?
Yes.
I didn't see the other person. All I'm seeing all I'm seeing is,
you met me in a transition.
Yeah, in a transition. and I'm happy because I'm enjoying watching your progress. I love seeing you create content, right? Whether you're speaking in front of a camera or you're documenting the journey behind the scenes of you out in the field and handling the activities, or you're just giving education, right? All those things is what's needed, and you're doing it true to yourself. And I see how you glow in that space, right?
Thank you.
So now the second part of the question was, what would be your advice to agents coming into this industry?
When you're coming in this industry, I feel like it's important to understand that you have to be yourself. Friends and family may not use you as your realtor. That's number one.
Right.
You come in thinking, oh my God, I know so much people. They're going to work with me. I'm going to make millions, la la la. It's not always going to be the case.
No, it's not.
You have to really work. It's not as easy as they make it seem like on Selling Sunset.
Right. No.
It's not that.
No, it's not.
We have to put in the work.
And I think that was one of the biggest challenges I had in the beginning of, not just in my career as a real estate professional, but I felt that more when I became a business owner.
Right.
Right? Where, I would think and expect that now that I'm owning my own business, my family and my friends are going to come through and support, right?
Right, that's what we all think.
Right, and that's what we think, right? Because when you talk about it, right, the support's there, the excitement's there. Oh, you should definitely do it, girl, or you should definitely do it, Lois. I can see you doing it, right? You're gonna, and then you do it, and then you're actually doing it. Then all of a sudden, their energy's there, not there anymore, right? And it's usually telling because it's usually telling that, man, maybe you were just saying that just to be nice and you probably didn't believe in me. Or now that I'm actually doing it, now you may have some underlying hate.
Yeah, that part too.
That you don't want to see me in this light.
A little bit of hate.
Right? And again, all the money that I've made, right, and all the success that I endured, and all the support I received has come from strangers.
100% agree.
Right?
We all hope that our family and friends would support us. But, having that expectation when you first start, it comes to a big halt when you realize it's not going to happen. So you have to, just put in the work. Strangers are your best friends. Right. Lean into those strangers, and those are going to be your biggest success.
I've noticed that you've been doing well off of your own I don't want to call sphere of influence after what you just said, right? But off of your own audience.
Right.
Right. So tell us, how impactful has social media been for you?
Social media has been so impactful for my career. It has made my career do a complete 360 just because people are connecting with me from all over New York, outside of New York, Long Island. It's so funny. People will DM me like, I'm not ready to buy now, but when I am ready, I'm coming to you because they're connecting with me.
Right.
And, you know, I'm pushing out content every day. And I'm just making sure that my buyers, sellers are connected with me and understanding that I'm here to help. There's 1,000 agents in New York City.
Why you?
Why me?
Why you?
And, you know, me pushing out the content, providing the information is showing my value, and people are appreciating that.
And even though people may not like or comment on your post, doesn't mean that they're not watching it, right?
Right.
You know, and I learned that through my own experience that everyone's support shows up differently, right? And, you know, I've had times when someone would say, oh, Carlos, I love that social media post that you did.
But
it
didn't
was
like
great.
it.
But didn't like it. And at one point, at one point I would say to myself, but why didn't you like it if you liked it, right? But then through time, I learned that everyone's support shows up differently, right? And I learned to appreciate the viewership support.
Yeah, of course.
Just as much as I like the like button.
Exactly.
Right?
You know, likes aren't everything. People can just watch your post, watch all of your social media content, and just call you in a couple years like, hey, they never liked anything.
Right.
But guess what? They want to work with you because they see everything that you're putting out there. So I think that's great.
And I think another powerful tool feature that I love the most about social media, I don't even care about the likes anymore. I don't even care the comments. There's two metrics that I like to pay the most attention to: share and save.
Exactly.
Right?
Those are the ones.
To me, I don't even care if people don't like it. If I see that there are a lot of shares, then that means I created something dynamic. I created something of value, right? So, yeah. All right. Well, Kaisha, I really thank you for joining us today.
You, Carlos.
Is there anything else that you want to share? Any advice or tips?
No, I think, you know, I just feel like as buyers, you know, if you're in the market right now, just be prepared. There's a lot going on in the market, and, you know, just get your pre-approvals and just be ready to go.
Awesome. All right. And last but not least, because I told you I'm going to ask you this.
Okay.
What's your animal spirit?
Okay. So my animal spirit is definitely a lioness.
Okay.
We're caring, but we are strong.
Right.
And I think that definitely defines me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, how can people find you if they want to look for you?
So if you want to find me, you can go on Instagram at Kaisha the Realtor. You're going to see me posting every day. And you can also find me on Facebook as Kaisha Bernard the Realtor.
All right. Awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. Another superstar on our team. Follow her on social media. Tap in with her. This is a star in the making, and I'm excited to watch her on the sideline with my pom-poms cheerleading her on. Right? So thank you guys, and I'll see you for the next one.